Hey, what's up guys? BoHD here from PhoneDog.com. Hope you guys are doing well. Now, earlier today, you might have known Apple unveiled a slew of new products at their annual September event. This year, they're calling it Time Flies. These events, they typically host the brand new iPhones, but Apple actually broke with tradition and they didn't announce a single iPhone, not even one. Tim Cook actually crushed everyone's dreams right away, right when the event started, and he said that Apple Watch and the new iPads would be the highlights of the event. So instead of new iPhones, we got an Apple Watch Series 6, an Apple Watch SE, a redesigned iPad Air with the new Apple A14 Bionic chip, and a new iPad 8th generation. So let's go ahead and start with the iPad 8th generation. Now this iPad, it starts at $329 and gets a power update to the A12 chip. But the iPad Air, I will say, is the real star of the show, as it starts at only $599, which is definitely not cheap, but it seriously undercuts the iPad Pro, and it sports the new A14 Bionic chip with 6 cores and a 4-core GPU. Now on top of that, we got some new colors. There's a 10.9-inch liquid retina display, and we have Touch ID built into the power button, a very first for an Apple device. But really the biggest difference between this and the iPad Pro is the 120 Hertz refresh rate on the iPad Pro. So that's really about it. You have to decide if that feature alone is really worth the extra few $100s or more, give or take, depending on which model you go with. But in my opinion, I think the added power of the A14 chip in the new iPad Air, that would make up for the lack of 120 Hertz refresh rate. I think Apple did a good job displaying just how powerful this new chip is. We all know that Apple chips are very fast, and this new one pushes the limits even more. Now, if iPads and tablets aren't your thing, Apple also unveiled some new wearables. We have the new Apple Watch Series 6, which brings some brand new colors and finishes. There's an always-on display and some expanded health measurements, including a new measurement to detect your blood oxygen saturation. Along with that, there's also a new faster A13-based processor and a new silicone band design that consists of one single stretchy loop. So basically you can just stretch this loop around your wrist and you don't have to worry about any sort of buckles or clasps. It's a stretchy band, fits over your wrist, and yeah, hopefully it works as advertised. But one of my favorite features Apple announced with the Apple Watch, and it's probably a feature that I won't use personally, but it's still cool nonetheless, and that is the new family setup option. Basically, with this new feature, you can add family members to your account, like your kids, and you can give them their own phone number, even if they don't have an iPhone. And of course, along with that, there's expanded parental controls to limit what they're able to do or access. So it's really just great for parents and kids. As for the Apple Watch SE, this is basically the iPhone SE of smartwatches, bringing competitive features for a relatively inexpensive price. It offers just about all the same features as the Apple Watch Series 6, but you don't get like the flagship processor, you don't get the blood oxygen sensor, or the EKG feature. So you do miss some of the flagship features, but you still get a pretty fast processor, and you can still obviously track your workouts and get notifications. You get even GPS support. So this is a great option for those on a budget looking to get a brand new Apple Watch. And I will say the Apple Watch Series 3 from a few years ago is still being sold. Apple's actually gonna sell it for only $199 now. Last but certainly not least, we have 2 brand new services from Apple. The first is called Apple One, and it's basically a subscription plan that bundles all of Apple's services into one plan with a cheaper price than if you had all these services individually. So I think this is a plan that many Apple, like diehard Apple users who are heavily invested into the ecosystem, have been wanting for years, and Apple has finally delivered. So what you get as an individual user, you can get Apple Music, Apple Arcade, Apple TV Plus, and the iCloud storage subscription for all this for only about $15 per month, or $14.95. A family can get these services for about $20 a month, and Apple is also offering a Premier package that includes those 4 services plus Apple News Plus and Apple Fitness Plus for $30 a month. Now, if Apple Fitness Plus doesn't ring a bell, that's because it's the other new service that was launched today. So for $9.99, $10 a month, or $80 per year, you can get access to new weekly exercises, including yoga, cycling, rowing, and more. It's gonna feature experts showing you how to perform various exercises, and like I said earlier, there will be new exercises added each and every week. So if you're all in on the Apple ecosystem, you're a big workout fan, you like virtual workouts, especially with the work from home life that many of us are in right now, I think you're really gonna like Apple Fitness Plus. And I don't know, I think if you're really invested into the Apple ecosystem, you have most, if not all, of their services individually already, you might want to look into the Premier subscription plan because it includes Apple Fitness Plus along with every other subscription service for $30 a month. So that might be an option to save you some money. And I just want to say, if you're not planning on upgrading to any new hardware this year, you can still upgrade your device's software to the latest and greatest version of iOS 14. And if you have an iPad, you can upgrade to iPadOS 14 on September 16th. And before I go, I just want to see what you think about this interesting choice Apple has made to help cut down on pollution and I guess help the environment. They're opting to remove the USB power adapter from their upcoming Apple Watch boxes, which the company says will save the carbon equivalent of over 50,000 cars per year. So it's definitely an interesting move. I'm curious to hear what you think of this decision. I personally have a ton of USB power adapters to spare, so I think if it helps the environment, I'm all for it. But at the same time, I could see the other argument where if you buy a several $100 device, it should come with all the accessories needed to actually charge the device, you know? So I'm just curious to hear your thoughts. Do you think it's worth the trade-off to save the environment, or do you not get what you pay for now? I don't know, just let me know what you're thinking. With that said, I'm Bo HD from PhoneDog.com. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you right back here in the next one. See ya.